It's been over a year and I'm finally ready to do this review. Hi, Kenji here, and today we are going to be reviewing the Sennheiser HD6XXs. Now, why 6XX? That is because these Sennheiser headphones, these are actually from Mass Drop. If you do want to check out these headphones, definitely look at the Mass Drop website. I think they actually renamed their domain to be just drop.com as opposed to massdrop.com. So you can see right over here, these are the Mass Drop versions. Now, these are basically supposed to be the Sennheiser HD650s. They're supposed to be exactly the same, except what Mass Drop does is they basically gather a bunch of orders so that they can put in a big order with Sennheiser, and theoretically they're supposed to have some sort of savings that they then pass on to you. So I got these headphones over here for $220. Now, I have seen these as low as $185 on Mass Drop, and I have also, but I'll probably say normally these go for $200 on Mass Drop. The Sennheiser HD650s or the 6XXs, these are tremendous headphones. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the specs. First, right off the bat, these headphones over here, these are open back headphones. You can actually see right over here. These are the drivers of the headphones. These are the back of the drivers of the headphones. And with the back of the driver of the headphones over here, what this actually means is that all the sound inside the environment around you over here basically will come through the back of these headphones and then actually hit your ears, and then you're gonna basically hear everything around you. That's what open back headphones actually mean. Closed back headphones, they are completely sealed on the back, and what it really sounds like is almost like having like earmuffs over your head, and then all you hear is just a sound from the drivers inside the headphones, and all the sounds inside the room around you will be most likely just muffled. Like, it's not going to completely make it silent inside the headphones. But does that make these headphones bad because they're open backed? I'll probably say a lot of the high fidelity headphones, they're all open back headphones. And I tend to like open back headphones a lot more when I'm really looking for high, like really good sound quality. So these being open backed, like they definitely make it so that like everything tends to breathe a little bit better. Everything sounds a little bit more natural. So when I have these on over here, I can hear everything going on around me as if I'm not wearing any headphones at all. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the specs of these headphones. These headphones over here are 300 ohm impedance headphones. Now that is really, really high. And what does that actually mean to you? Well, let me just go ahead and say that these headphones over here, these are the Sennheiser HD569 headphones. And these headphones are 23 ohms. So 300 ohms and 23 ohms. With 23 ohm impedance headphones, that basically means that I can plug this directly into my smartphone or my tablet or my computer, and I'm not going to have any problems where the sound is going to sound too low. I don't have to raise the volume up to max just to hear just a little bit. Now with 300 ohm headphones, I'm going to probably say that you will most likely want to have some sort of headphone amp. Now you don't actually need one, but you might actually have to increase the volume on your smartphone or your computer or your laptop up a lot higher just so that you can actually hear these at like a normal volume. Now I actually have a headphone amp. I actually have a couple of them, and so like I really didn't worry about the fact that these are 300 ohm headphones. But I do want to let you know that if you don't have a headphone amp, you might be a little bit careful. Or you might want to invest in just like a small, cheap little headphone amp that's actually going to allow you to drive these a little bit more easily. Now, let's go into the next specs. Let's go over to the frequency response. Now, the frequency response goes from 10 hertz all the way up to 41,000 hertz. Now the human hearing actually goes only up to 20,000 hertz. And if you are like me, who I'm not just like a little kid who has brand new ears, you probably can't even hear 20,000 hertz. For me, I don't really hear much above 14 to 15,000 hertz. So the fact that these go up to 41,000 hertz, hey, go Sennheiser. But you know what? To me, like, it doesn't really matter that it goes up to 41,000 hertz because I can't hear up that high. Let's go ahead and talk about the next thing, which is the cable. This over here is the cable for the Sennheiser HD6XXs. This is a 6-foot cable, and as you can see over here, each side actually has its own side that it plugs into, right and left over here. It was like a little bit annoying that you basically had to plug into both sides over here, as opposed to having you only, like one side that the cable plugs into, and then it just has a cable that transfers everything around the headband over to the other side. But you know what? I've gotten used to it, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I thought it was going to, but in the end, I don't think I really cared that much. But I did want to bring it up that it is kind of different compared to other Sennheiser headphones like this one over here, where you only plug it in on one side, and then they basically have a cable that goes all the way through the top of the headphone over here and then down to the other side. Now, as I said before, these are this is a 6-foot cable, so they and they only included one cable. It isn't like they included a 3-foot cable and also a 9-foot cable. They just included one 6-foot cable. Now, that's not really that big of a deal because 6 feet has actually been pretty good for me. It hasn't been too long, and it also hasn't been too short. It's kind of in that like Goldilocks zone. I tend to find that the 9-foot cables tend to be a little bit too long, and I always end up basically wrapping them up like this one over here. I basically took a little twisty tie or a little hairband, and I basically just wrap it up. So that way I don't have to worry about, having too much length in it, getting all sorts of tangled on stuff. With the 6-foot cable, it doesn't really get tangled on anything, and I also have enough length that it can go to my headphone amp on my desk. And every single time I lean back in my chair, I still don't run into a problem where I basically like pull my amp off my desk or I pull my headphones off my head. The tip over here is a standard 1/8-inch jack that will fit in any sort of smartphone or in your computer, and it also comes with an adapter over here. So this adapter over here allows you to plug in the 1/8-inch over here. It fits in nice and tightly, and there's really like not like a lot of give. I haven't had any problems where the connection was going in and out because of a bad connection. So this over here is a high quality one, and it's probably gold plated, which I don't think really matters that much. But I haven't had any problems with it, and it's good quality. And I also like the fact that this side over here is a 1/8-inch to start, and then if I want the 1/4 inch, which goes into my amplifier, I can, and I just attach that on. One annoying thing about the Sennheiser HD 598s is that the side that on the single cable that you get is a 1/4 inch cable, and then it comes with an adapter that allows you to adapt the 1/4 inch down to an 1/8, but then it adds like a lot of extra length and a lot of extra like girth over here, so you end up having like an extra cable like that long over here, and it's really big and beefy. Whereas this over here, it starts out as an 1/8. And this is actually a good size to basically just plug into almost anything, and you won't actually have like this big, huge, clunky thing at the end. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about sound quality. Now, something I'm not going to do is I'm not going to basically try to clamp this around my microphone over here and play something through it, because you know what? It's going to sound terrible. And the reason why is because you're basically, like you're trying to translate something that's supposed to be up against your ears over here into a microphone where it's not going to fit nice and tightly, and like it's just going to sound terrible. It's not going to do these headphones justice. And I don't want you to basically think that whatever you are hearing through YouTube and through the microphone over here from these headphones is actually a good representation for what you're actually going to get. You're just going to have to trust me that these headphones do sound really, really good. When I got these, I broke these in for maybe about 30 hours. I played some pink noise through it on repeat for about 30 hours straight. And pretty much after that, I put them on and I listened to it. They sounded really, really good. I was really impressed. And I went through a lot of headphones before I got these because I was really trying to save a little bit of money. So I was like, well, maybe I can try to find some other headphones that would be just as good and I could save a little bit of money. And I shouldn't have done that. Don't make my mistake of buying 3 or 4 other headphones that are $100 or $120, because you don't want to fork out the $200 or $220 for these headphones. Because you know what? Sennheiser headphones, they last a really long time. And these are cabled headphones. It isn't like they're gonna run into a problem where the batteries on the headphones are gonna die. There are no batteries inside here. These are not Bluetooth wireless headphones. These also don't have any sort of Bluetooth technology inside there that's gonna be obsolete by the next version of Bluetooth. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a pair of wired headphones, and if you get a good quality pair, they'll probably last you a good 20 years. And I'm not lying about that. The reason why I know that is because these over here are my first pair of Sennheiser headphones. These are the HD570s. And the HD570s I bought in the year of 2000. It is now year 2021. And these still work. And back then, they didn't even have Bluetooth. So the fact that these still work and they still sound great, sure, they are a little bit more ratty, but you know what? I can probably replace these ear pads over here. Things on it are starting to break down a little bit, but if I get 20 years out of a pair of headphones and that's when they start to fall apart, I don't have any problems with that. I don't have any problems with that at all. So when it comes down to these headphones over here, when I bought them, I don't know what I was thinking when I was trying to save a couple bucks by buying cheaper headphones, not by Sennheiser, and trying to pass them off. I should have just spent the $220 and then I would have been happy right from the start. Let's talk a little bit about the comfort of these headphones. When I put these on right now, these have like a nice comfortable clamping force. It's not too tight. It's not gonna it doesn't make it feel like it's squeezing my head like a pimple or anything like that. And let me tell you, I have a big noggin, a big head, and these aren't too tight. The bands over here, these are made out of metal, right over here. And so the like this metal, ooh man, this is not doing well. This metal band over here is, I'm not pointing very well at all. This metal band over here, it can be stretched out a little bit. And that's a good thing, because I'm gonna tell you this right off the bat. When I got these and I put these on, I put them on and I was like, oh God, I spent $220 on these headphones and they're not comfortable. And the reason why is because they were basically squeezing my head way too tight. But what I did was I basically grabbed, here, let me grab a box. I basically grabbed like a box over here, like this, and I just literally put them over top of the headphone like this and just let it sit like this for like a couple days. And I might have actually stretched it out just a little bit more, putting like maybe like another book or something like in between it. And when I did that, it stretched out a little bit and it stretched out just enough that now when I put these on, they're super comfortable and I could wear them pretty much all day long, and I love that. If you get these, don't fret if you think that they are too tight. They might very well be tight, because on my head, they were tight and I did not think that they were comfortable. However, after I stretched them out, I find them to be super comfortable and I don't really have a problem with them at all. And I definitely don't think that I'm gonna have a problem with them in the future. This top little cushion over here is super comfortable. The velour headphone ear pads are nice and comfortable. So the fact that these are open back headphones definitely allows a little bit more airflow. So, it's just overall comfort is all over this headphone, and I do not have any problems with it. So if you're worried about that, if you're worried that you got a big head, don't worry. These headphones will work for you because I got a big head and they definitely work for me. So I think that's really it about these headphones. Would I actually suggest these? If you haven't listened to anything else throughout this entire review, yes, I would suggest that you get yourself a pair of these headphones, because these headphones over here, which is basically supposed to be the same thing as the Sennheiser HD650s. These are tremendous headphones, especially for $220. And these headphones will probably last you a good 20 years. And on top of that, you're supposed to be able to actually service these headphones and replace a bunch of different parts on it. So keep that in mind, that these headphones can probably last you even more than the 20 years that it takes for certain parts of these headphones to start to break down. Oh, one last thing. The actual cables over here, these cables come out. And you know why that's a good thing? Because these headphones over here, my HD 570 headphones, they actually also had a replaceable cable on it. And that became very useful because about 10 years into using the headphones, I got a new dog, and new dogs like to chew things. And my new dog decided to go ahead and chew on my headphone cable. And it was definitely chewed up, and there was nothing I could do about it. But you know what? Those headphones that I bought for maybe, I think it was like $100 or $120 back then, I bought a brand new cable for I think around $20 and plugged it in, and everything worked perfectly. So if you are looking for a pair of wired headphones, always get a pair of wired headphones that actually has a cable that can be replaced, because that way, if you were to like run over the cable with the wheel on your chair, or if your dog decides to chew the cable, it doesn't really matter what happens to the cable, you can always replace it, and you can upgrade it, which is also kind of like a nice thing as well. A lot of companies out there are trying to produce upgraded versions of the cables that supposed to give like a much higher quality version of the audio. I don't know if it actually makes the audio sound better, but nonetheless, you can still replace it if you want to. So if you have any questions about these headphones over here, definitely leave me your question down in the comments below. I would be happy to answer them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out this channel a lot. I'm trying to grow this channel, and every single like counts. I think I'm up to something like 33 subscribers on the channel. So subscribe, like the channel, and it's really going to help me out a lot. So until next time, until the next review, hey, take care.